watching the news in the African continent and the world at large. But first, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has accused the opposition of trying to take advantage of the postponement of elections to seize power by unconstitutional means. In a post, he said those who push unconstitutional ways to grab power will be punished by law. He warned the second most populous African nation with some 100 million inhabitants was scheduled to hold general elections in late August, but the Electoral Board Commission postponed the polls due to the coronavirus. This has created what analysts and opposition politicians describe as a political crisis since elections will not happen before lawmakers' mandate expires in October. In Lesotho, Prime Minister Thomas Thabane has reiterated his intention to retire by the end of July, despite risks of prosecution for his alleged involvement in the 2017 murder of his estranged wife. A voluntary decision due to his age, he said. Last week, the governing party rejected his request for immunity from prosecution after his retirement. The octogenarian, whose term is due to end in 2022, has promised to retire without setting a clear date for his resignation. Considered as an accomplice, Messiah Thabane, the current wife of the Prime Minister, whom he married 2 months later after Lipolelo's death, has already been charged with murder and is out on bail. Tribal clashes in Sudan. Approximately 30 people have been killed in the Darfur region, the Sudanese Council of Ministers reported. A tribal source who spoke under anonymity said the bloody fighting between Al-Kizat, Arab, and Al-Falata African tribes was sparked by a dispute over stolen livestock. The fighting poses a significant challenge to effort by Sudan's transitional government to end decades-long rebellions in some areas of the country, including Darfur. Rebel groups from Darfur and other areas have for months engaged in talks with the transitional authorities to establish peace in South Darfur and elsewhere in Sudan. Entering in the health page of this edition, Sierra Leone has recorded a massive increase in COVID-19 cases over the last 7 days. The country took 29 days from the end of March to the end of April to reach 104 cases, but things took a turn for the worse this week with 121 new cases reported, rounding the total to 225 confirmed infections. The head of the case management at the Emergency Operations Center in the capital, Freetown, explained that the rise in number is because they are actively searching and identifying cases and bringing them to the hospitals. The country had just observed its second 3-day lockdown, in which 59 positive cases were identified and confirmed. Out of Africa, members of the French government on Thursday revealed more details how France will begin to ease the nationwide lockdown from Monday, May 11th, warning that the exit from the lockdown will be gradual and targeted to stem a resurgence of the viral outbreak. Prime Minister Edouard Philippe said the progressive lifting of lockdown can go ahead as planned, as he added that the government was looking to strike the right balance between the indispensable resumption of economic life and the indispensable need to ensure the safety of the public. A panoply of measures have been taken, dividing the country between red zones and green zones, a map designed to serve as a reference for lockdown easing. In a similar case in the United Kingdom, Prime Minister Boris Johnson has signaled that some lockdown measures will be eased on Monday, as he set a new target of 200,000 tests a day by the end of the month. At the government's daily briefing, he said possible areas for change could be allowing more outdoor activities and making clear ways in which businesses could get employees back to work with looser physical distancing. The government has faced criticism by opposition parties and some scientists for their response to the outbreak, with questions raised over testing strategy, protective equipment, and the timing of the lockdown. The Prime Minister told Parliament that the UK could begin to lift lockdown measures next week, but that the government wouldn't make announcements till Sunday. And Poland has postponed its presidential election over fears the country's coronavirus would prevent voters from participating properly. The ruling Law and Justice Party, PIS, had pushed for Sunday's election to go ahead as a postal vote, but opposition parties rejected, saying there wasn't time to organize the ballot on such a short notice and warned it might not meet democratic standards. The ruling Law and Justice Party had put legislation forward to hold the postal ballot, which MPs swiftly approved, but the bill was struck down by the opposition-held Senate. PIS proposal provoked divisions, with the coalition partners contributing to the eventual postponement. That was it for the news in Africa and the world. Keep watching TBS television as programs continue. Until we meet, do take care and stay blessed.